Have you ever stopped to wonder why a woman who has shattered your trust suddenly starts demanding more from your bank account than she did when she was actually being faithful? Behavioral observations suggest that there is a dark, hidden psychological mechanism at play that most men completely miss. It's called the entitlement of the betrayer. Psychological patterns show that when a woman decides to step outside the marriage, she often begins to devalue the man providing for her as a way to kill her own guilt. In her mind, you aren't a husband anymore. You are a resource station that she's entitled to tax because she believes she is unlucky for being with you. Most men think that if they keep the lifestyle high, if they keep paying for the luxury cars, the designer clothes, and the expensive home, they are proving their value and winning her back. But the cold, hard truth is that you are actually funding your own replacement. You are paying for the gym membership she uses to look good for another man, and the data plan she uses to text him while you're in the next room. If you feel like your hard-earned money is being sucked into a black hole of disrespect, you cannot afford to look away for a single second. We are going to expose why every dollar you spend on a traitor is a nail in the coffin of your own masculine power. I'm not here to impress the crowd. I'm here for the man quietly rebuilding his life brick by brick, the man who got hurt but didn't stay broken, the man who learned the hard lesson and chose growth anyway. If that's you, don't stay in the background. Subscribe. Stand with men who are choosing strength the right way. Leave a comment and let your presence be known. No hype, no chaos. Just discipline, direction, brotherhood. The first psychological reality we have to dismantle is the subsidy of the disloyal. Behavioral observations suggest that human beings only respect what they have to earn or what they fear losing. When a woman cheats and you continue to provide the exact same status quo of comfort, her brain registers a success signal. Psychological patterns show that by maintaining the bills, the insurance, and the luxury, you are removing the natural consequences of her betrayal. You are telling her that her honor is optional, but your labor is mandatory. You are the victim of resource enslavement when you find yourself working overtime to pay for a vacation meant to heal the marriage, while she's using that same vacation to post photos for her backup option to see. A man who pays for the mistakes of a cheater is essentially telling the world that his self-respect can be traded for convenience. We also have to dive into the psychological decay of the provider. Behavioral patterns show that a man's drive is fueled by the belief that his work protects his home. When that home is compromised by infidelity, the meaning of the work vanishes. Psychological observations suggest that every morning you wake up to go to a job you hate just to fund the life of a woman you don't want, you are committing soul suicide. You are the victim of inverted loyalty, where you are more loyal to her comfort than she is to your legacy. This creates a hormonal crash in men. Your testosterone drops, your anxiety spikes, and your focus at work begins to fail. You aren't providing anymore. You are bleeding. To stop paying for her mistakes is the only way to stop the bleed and redirect that life force back into your own growth. Let's look at the path of Dominic. Dominic was a man who grew up believing that the provider stays until the end. He was a successful architect who built a multi-million-dollar life for his wife, Elena. Dominic was the kind of man who never said no. When Elena wanted a self-discovery trip to Bali, Dominic paid for it. When she wanted a boutique business that lost money every month, Dominic covered the losses. He thought he was the good husband. When he found out Elena was having a long-term affair with a man from her boutique circle, Dominic didn't get angry, he got generous. He thought that if he bought her the dream house she always wanted, she would finally feel secure enough to be faithful. Dominic is the loser in our story because he tried to negotiate with a fire. He thought he could put out the flames of her infidelity by throwing money at it. Psychological patterns show that Elena didn't see the new house as a gift, she saw it as blood money. She saw it as proof that Dominic was weak and scared to be alone. She moved into the new house, but she brought the ghost of her lover with her. She spent Dominic's construction profits on secret weekends away, telling him she was checking on suppliers. Dominic ended up physically sick from the stress. He eventually lost his partnership at his firm because he was too busy monitoring Elena's spending and begging for her attention. When Dominic finally had nothing left to give, Elena served him divorce papers in the very house he bought to save them. She claimed he was emotionally unstable and took half of what was left. Dominic found out the hard way that you cannot fund the happiness of a woman who finds her joy in your destruction. He was a victim of the provider's delusion, proving that the man who pays the ransom for a stolen heart always ends up with empty pockets and an empty soul. The second major psychological pattern is the weaponization of the status quo. Behavioral observations suggest that the legal system and social circles often expect the man to keep the lights on regardless of the woman's behavior. Psychological observations suggest that if you continue to pay everything after the discovery, you are setting a standard that will be used against you in a future divorce. You are telling the court that this is the lifestyle she is entitled to even when she betrays me. You are the victim of legal self-sabotage when you don't realize that your generosity is being recorded as a precedent. By contracting the resources immediately, by separating the accounts and cutting off the luxury spend, you are signaling that the contract has been breached. You are protecting your future self from a lifetime of alimony for a woman who didn't keep her vows. The reality is that the price of her infidelity is the loss of your resource. Behavioral observation suggests that a man's resource is the only thing the world values him for. If you give that resource away to a traitor, you are telling the world you have no value. You are the high-value target. If the woman in your life has decided to target your peace with her betrayal, she has forfeited her claim to your protection. You are not mean for stopping the payments. You are sovereign. You have to realize that you are the source. Everything in the home exists because of your vision and your vigor. When the home is polluted by infidelity, the source must redirect the flow. Behavioral observation suggests that the fastest way to kill the affair is to kill the subsidy. Many lovers disappear the moment they realize they have to start paying the bills that you used to cover. Stop financing her new romance. Take your wealth, take your strength, and go plant your seeds in a field that isn't salty with lies. I don't make content for the average mindset. I make it for the man who holds himself accountable when nobody's watching. The man who can say no to distractions, not because he's controlled, but because he's in control. If you're looking for comfort, this won't resonate. But if you're building discipline, rebuilding your standards, and refusing to stay average, you belong here. Most people watch, nod, and disappear. But if you're different, prove it. Subscribe, leave a comment. Not for me, for you. Let this be the moment you stop consuming and start committing. The third psychological reason you must never pay for the mistakes of a cheating wife is the reality of the mercenary heart. Behavioral observations suggest that some people are only loyal to the lifestyle, not the person. When you continue to provide for a woman who is cheated, you are essentially paying for a fake peace. Psychological patterns show that she will stay as long as the benefits outweigh the boredom, but the moment you ask for true accountability, she will use your own money to hire a lawyer to take the rest. You are the victim of lethal provision when you think your generosity will create guilt in her. It won't. It only creates contempt. In her mind, if you were man enough to lead, you wouldn't be paying her to disrespect you. To stop the payment is to test the loyalty. If she stays when the luxury is gone, she might be repentant. If she leaves the moment the credit card is declined, she was never there for you. She was there for the assets. We also have to analyze the wealth drain of emotional warfare. Behavioral patterns show that a man who is being cheated on loses his competitive edge in the marketplace. You cannot close deals, lead teams, or build empires when your mental RAM is being used to track a liar. Psychological observations suggest that paying for her mistakes is a double loss. You are losing the money you give her, and you are losing the money you would have made if your mind was clear. You are the victim of opportunity cost betrayal when you realize that the last year of trying to save the marriage cost you a promotion, a business launch, or a decade of retirement savings. By securing your wealth and separating the finances immediately, you reset the clock. You tell your brain that the war is over and it is time to build again. Let's look at the path of Silas. Silas was a man of quiet strength. He was a successful contractor who built a beautiful life for his wife, Monica. When Silas discovered Monica's secret life through a business trip she never actually took, he didn't scream. He didn't buy a gift. He didn't even confront her immediately. Instead, he looked at the spreadsheet of his life. He realized he was paying the mortgage on a house where a traitor lived. He was paying the phone bill that she used to call her lover. Silas is the winner in our story because he utilized the law of financial sovereignty. Before he said a word to Monica, he moved his business assets into a separate entity. He stopped the automatic transfers to the joint account. He canceled the authorized user status on his high-limit cards. When he finally sat her down and showed her the evidence, he didn't ask for an explanation. He told her the lease on her lifestyle had expired. Silas won because he realized that a man's provision is a reward for loyalty, not a birthright for betrayal. Because he hadn't subsidized her mistakes, Monica had no war chest to fight him. She had to face the world on her own merit. Silas stayed sovereign because he realized that the only thing more expensive than a divorce is a marriage to a woman who hates you. He became a master of resource preservation, proving that the fastest way to recover from an affair is to recover your assets first. He didn't lose a partner. He gained a fortune in time and money that he spent building a new life on his own terms. He didn't pay for her sin. He invested in his own salvation. The fourth major reason is the psychological blueprint for the children. Behavioral observations suggest that children do not hear what you say, they see what you tolerate. If you stay and pay for a woman who has betrayed the family unit, you are teaching your sons to be financial victims and teaching your daughters that betrayal has no price. Psychological patterns show that a strong, independent father who sets a standard for respect is the best legacy you can leave. You are the victim of generational sabotage when you stay in a toxic subsidy because you don't want to break up the home. The home is already broken. Your job is to show them how a sovereign man handles disrespect with decisiveness and dignity. Furthermore, we must address the freedom of the zero balance. Behavioral patterns show that when a man cuts off the resource to a cheater, he feels a physical weight lift off his shoulders. Psychological observations suggest that financial ties are emotional ties. As long as you are paying her way, you are tied to her choice. The moment you stop, you are free. You no longer care who she is with because she isn't doing it on your dime. You are the victim of proximity torture when you are funding the dating life of your own wife. By severing the line, you reclaim your peace. The final realization is that your sweat is sacred. Behavioral observations suggest that every dollar you earn represents seconds of your life you will never get back. You are a warrior in the economic arena. If you give the spoils of war to a spy who betrayed the kingdom, you are betraying the warrior. Psychological patterns show that self-worth is built on value preservation. You are the source. You are the engine. If the car has cut the brake lines, you stop putting in the gas. The reality is that the best revenge is a life well funded by yourself, for yourself. Behavioral observations suggest that a man who refuses to pay for the mistakes of others is a man who commands respect from the next woman he meets. Why? Because she knows he has a threshold. She knows he has standards. She knows he is a sovereign man who will not be harvested. I have a smart question for the men who have the sovereign fortitude to finish this session on the reality of the resource. If you were renting a crane to build a skyscraper and you found out the operator was swinging the wrecking ball at your foundations every night, Would you keep paying the daily rate and hope they change? Or would you cut the power and find a new operator who wants to build with you? You are the developer. Your life is the skyscraper. The cheater is the operator. Stop paying for the destruction of your own legacy. Drop a comment below and tell the Brotherhood, what was the first luxury or bill you stopped paying for the moment you realized she was playing both sides? How did it feel to take your money back and put it into your own account? Share your financial freedom stories. Your courage might be the permission a brother needs to stop being a bank and start being a king. Let's build the council of sovereign men together. The fact that you're still here tells me something about you. You don't run from uncomfortable truths. You sit with them, you learn from them, and you apply them. That's rare. So understand this. You're not just watching content, you're building yourself in real time. And men who choose growth like that don't walk alone here. If this message sharpened you even a little, subscribe and stand with this community. Drop a comment and let me know what hit home. I pay attention. Keep tightening your standards. Keep doing the work. I'll see you in the next one.